everyone, and welcome to Meow Mix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven,
My name is Jerry.
and we are here to talk week 2 of training camp and preseason game week 1. Got the Browns coming into town. Jerry, I just read that Shadur Sanders is going to be the number 1 quarterback for the Browns in preseason week number 1, so that'd be kind of interesting to watch.
We're going to be on all the highlights of all
Yeah.
the shows and stuff like that. So hopefully the defense comes out and shows up and looks good and makes Shador look bad. I mean, that.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that game here in a few minutes, but you know, not an absolute ton of news coming out of training camp in week 2. You know, they played in a monsoon today. That's what David Newton said. Monsoon comes to Charlotte. But Canales seemed to be pretty excited that they got that opportunity. Probably get some more opportunities this week, right?
Yeah,
to play in the rain.
I think that's good so they have to deal with adversity. I mean, I get
Sure.
where Canales is thinking is,
Yeah.
it's not 110 degrees, it's pouring rain. Okay, now you got to deal with that. But before we jump into anything else, we do want to ask our listeners and YouTube watchers, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Please follow us on wherever you're listening to this podcast. Just help us keep our numbers up. And if you like the show, please comment below in YouTube or, send us a message at Meow Mix Podcast on Twitter. It just helps the show out. Just also, please check out our t-shirt store at TeePublic. The link will be in the description below. I'm trying to remember
Also,
every time.
Just another reminder, if you have an opportunity to go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a 5-star review, we would appreciate that. We will read it on the show. It's been a while since we've gotten one, but our ratings are very high on both platforms, so we could continue that. That'd be great. But any new reviews typically, help our discoverability, things like that. So as the season gets closer, tell a friend.
Yep. All right, now let's jump into the juicy details that are coming out. When I say juicy details, not too much, like you've already said. But on the injury front, Nick Scorton is suffering through a hamstring injury and did not participate in Friday's practice up until today, which is Tuesday. I mean, that's been quite a few. I heard Canales is not that worried about it. Same with the next player. So I'm kind of going. They're erring on the side of caution right now. I mean, it's second week. Yeah, we don't want our Nick Scorton, our second round pick, to be sidelined all year with a reoccurring hamstring injury.
Yeah, and I think that's just one of those things that happens. Conditioning is still coming in and things like that. They're just being extra cautious. As we'll talk about here in a minute, Hunter Renfrow also dealing with a hamstring injury. But Scorton, I didn't hear a ton of splash plays or anything that he was doing even before this.
No.
So I'm hoping that I know he's younger and may need a little more seasoning, but was kind of hoping to hear more positive from him, in camp that we've heard so far.
Yeah, I would say that I've heard more positive about Princely than I have about Nick Scorton so far. And yeah, Hunter Renfrow, again, sidelined with the hamstring, missing 3 practices. Canales did say he's returned to play right now with our training department. He's running, he's cutting. I think he's just load of the practice that we're just trying to be smart on and just keep him completely healthy so we can really see him in these games. And I feel strongly that he's there. But I think it's more of a capacity thing at this time. So, again, it sounds like if he needed to go, he could go. It's just, why risk it? And I agree.
Especially in the weather, right? You don't want these guys out here with nursing injuries, also trying to, watch their steps as they're sliding through practice fields, things like that. So definitely smart teams do this, right? They a little thing here and there. All right, we're going to sit you for a couple of days. Let's just make sure, especially with a guy like Renfrow who has been out of football for a little bit, trying to make a comeback. You just want to be very careful. But again, he's been so dynamic in camp and a guy that we've heard a ton of positives about. I'm really excited to see him in preseason games as well.
Yeah, J.C. Horn said he can't be covered in practice. So, I mean, good. I mean, that's great to hear to a certain extent, and it's a little nerve-wracking on the other.
I was going to say, hopefully that's a tip to how good he is and not how bad the secondary is. But yeah, I mean, Tommy Tremble kind of working his way back, Derek Brown working his way back, but really no other injury news to discuss, I don't think, Jerry.
And that's the best news. No injury news is the best news. I mean, yeah, we have those two things, but neither sound serious. Derek Brown is still working his way back. All these other guys are slowly working themselves back, so that's great news for us right now.
Sure. I'm hoping that I don't know that we need to see Derek Brown in any of these preseason games.
Absolutely not.
Probably would be fine with him sitting out. Tremble, I think he wants to play. He's probably feeling a little bit of pressure to keep his spot in the rotation. So I would assume he'll be back sooner rather than later. But again, if these guys don't play preseason week 1, I don't care. Honestly, just stay healthy, be there when we need you.
100%. I mean, that's what we're sitting at right now. Be healthy, make the plays when you need to in practice. If you need to warm up on a bike for a while, that's fine. Especially some of these guys. Like, yeah, there's some guys on the bubble. I think Tommy Tremble's in the roster, but I do think you're right. He's still fighting for his spot, because we just drafted Mitchell Evans, who's supposedly having a good camp too.
Mitchell Evans is one of those guys we've heard positive things about, and Jatavion Sanders as well, really playing well. So,
I've been seeing that he might be the star of the camp so far.
I think, he's definitely been impressive. And again, Tremble, I don't think his spot on the roster is in trouble. But his spot in the rotation, as a guy that's going to get balls and going to be called on for more than blocking, I think that might be a bit in trouble, especially if he can't get out there in the field and show, some consistency with the offense, things like that. So, but Jerry, let's move away from the injuries and let's talk about a few of the things that we've heard from camp here. And I think we probably should start with the secondary. I feel like that's where, especially over the last few days, I've heard the most praise from Canales and from some of the team, particularly a couple of players. Number one, Ransom. Was that Luther Ransom? What's his first name?
Lathan Ransom.
Lathan Ransom. Fourth round pick, right? Fourth or fifth round pick
out of Ohio State. Yes.
Yep. And he picked off Bryce Young today, I believe. He returned like a fake punt almost for a touchdown. I think that was today as well.
No, he did the fake punt at FanFest.
Okay. So that was a couple of days ago. Got chased down by Jimmy Horn Jr. But he's making some things happen at a position, Jerry, that we talked about. We were hoping one of these guys would step up, and it seems like he is.
Yeah, him and Damani Richardson. Again, he was the star week 1, and supposedly he's still looking good out there. That he knows his role, he knows where to be, and with Evero's our defense, it would not shock me to see Moreg, Ransom, and Damani Richardson out there at certain times. So that's a good thing to know. I mean, I was thinking that they were signing someone the first week of camp. It just seemed like I thought was a plan, but it seems like their plan was, let's see what we've got, and then if we need somebody, we can go grab somebody or pick up someone off the waiver wire. But it looks like
really Blackman's the only guy that's really been signed.
Yeah, Justin Simmons is still available, I believe.
Players, yeah. So there's still some guys out there. Plus, as cuts come along, I always figured they would probably wait after preseason week 3 and see who got cut, what veterans are available, and bringing in a guy at that point, whether it's at safety or corner or both, or edge. If Scorton especially is not going to be able to come back and be healthy. But that seemed like the plan to me, or the most prudent thing, I guess, to do at that point. But either way, it's really great to see these young guys stepping up. That, I think, lowers the desperation to go out there and get somebody. You're going to be able to be smarter about it. You're not going to be overpaying to bring in a guy. I would just prefer, honestly, if we could go into the season with these guys that are starter and then play at a high level. That saves us money and sets us up for the next several years.
Oh, 100%. That's the dream. That's the dream scenario. But unfortunately, we don't know what we have in those guys. We're hoping the coaching staff is coaching them up well, and we're hoping that what the coaches see is what we want. That hey, they're good, we're good.
Yeah, that secondary is we'll save it. We'll save it. Who else have you been hearing positive things about here in camp?
JC Horn had an interview, and he was talking. He's like, I know everybody's been talking about the depth and stuff. He's like, but look at the lower our secondary. They're all first and second year guys that they just haven't had the chance. So Bartholomew was one of the names that he mentioned. Shamar Bartholomew. Charles Smith-Wade, he said, has been lights out. I mean, everybody has said that Charles Smith-Wade is for real. Like, they are being 100% honest on that. That
he's had quite a few picks in camp, which bothers me a little because I think most of them have been on Bryce Young. Bryce Young's thrown a lot of picks in camp, trying to get his timing down with the receivers. I get it, but apparently a couple of these have just been he just didn't see the defenders waiting on him. And I think Smith-Wade is one of the main ones who kind of baited him into an interception a few days ago.
Yeah, another name that I'm hearing pop up in a very positive light is undrafted guy Corey Thornton. He's been making plays. I know I saw him on a couple highlight reels for the wide receiver. That's, again, one-on-one situations and stuff like that, but all the beat writers and stuff have been mentioning his name and saying glowing things. And JC Horn brought him up as well. So I'm not gonna knock someone who sees it better more than I do. So if he's playing well, great.
Yeah. Otherwise I've been hearing again just positive things about T-Mac. Oh, I got my T-Mac jersey, by the way, for my birthday.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So I got my T-Mac jersey. But, he's been positive. Jimmy Horn Jr. at FanFest apparently put on a show, had a couple of touchdowns.
He's been doing that in regular practices, too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was going to say, a guy that we've heard consistently since the beginning of camp has been out there making people look bad and honestly proving that he deserves a spot on this roster. I think that may have been the steal of the draft if we look back on this in 2 or 3 years. He really seems to be like a fun player. So he's a guy that I'm excited to see as the preseason and, regular season comes along. And again, otherwise, I haven't heard too much more. Turk Wharton, I've heard, has been playing really well and looking really good in camp. That was one of our free agent signings that some thought we overpaid for, but he supposedly has been looking really good.
Yeah, same with Trevin. I mean, Trevin Wallace isn't a free agent, but I've also been hearing that he has been flying around that defense and looking a lot more polished than he was his rookie season, a lot more decisive on his decision-making there. It seems like, I don't want to say the game has slowed down from what it reads, but it does seem like he's being able to diagnose plays better this year.
Well, he was on the Cart Talk with JJ Jansen the other day. I watched it, and he was talking about he's pretty much in daily communication with Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis, just kind of trying to pick their brain, see what they see, taking tips from them about what to look for in film, things like that. So it does seem like, he's putting in the work. He's definitely got the right mindset, and as long as his body is able to kind of keep up with where his brain's going, then I think he could have a breakout season this year too.
Yeah.
Again, another position that we were a little concerned about.
Yeah. Speaking of that position, the Panthers signed Chris Barnes, linebacker, to the roster. I think it was right on FanFest or the day after FanFest. So that's good to hear. He's a former starter in this league. I'm trying to think who he played with. The Green Bay Packers he played with, and Arizona. Overall, I mean, solid player here. I mean, I'm reading off his PFF. Overall grade is 67, run defense 63, tackling is 78. I mean, overall a solid player. I don't think that anything that's lights out on him, but overall good. Let's keep that going.
Yeah, he's a guy. Let's see, he had 80 tackles his rookie year, 81 his second year. Played 29 games in between those 2 years. And I guess he maybe got hurt or just got out of the rotation in 2022. But 2023 and 2024, he played 16 and 17 games. Didn't have a ton of tackles. Obviously, probably wasn't a starter. But he is a guy that has some experience.
Yeah.
I'm saying like a full-time starter for both of those. Hey, he had 35 tackles one year. I can't see how a full-time starter is going to have that in 16 games.
Well, in 2023, he had 408 total snaps.
I don't love that. If that's the case, like, why is he not getting any tackles?
And that was one of his worst PFF grade seasons. So I don't know. He played in the box mostly that year at 351. So yeah, I don't know why in Arizona he was not making those plays. But overall, former starter, has that ability. I think we all know that Trevin Wallace and Bozeman are going to be Roseboon. I cannot not remember this guy's name to save my life.
Roseboom. I mean, it's a pretty unique name.
Yeah, but I still don't know why I can't remember it. But I think overall that he's coming in as a backup rotational piece, and I get it. That's fine. That makes sense.
Sure. A guy with that much experience in the games, you know. Again, I don't know if he's good or not. His PFF scores kind of seem like he's at least average overall, so we'll see. But adding depth and additional parts of that rotation is a good idea.
Yeah, and he's 27 years old. I mean, let's not. Sure. He still has some in the tank to grow and be a better player too, as well.
We hope so. You know, he'll have some good coaching here, but yeah, that's a good mention. I didn't think about talking about him. Okay, what else? Just in terms of the last week of camp, anything you want to discuss or talk about before we kind of start talking about the game?
The kicker battle. It seems like the rookie Fitzgerald has been struggling a little bit. He missed. I think he was 1 of 5 on the narrow field goals, but could have been 100%. But I believe on FanFest he missed a few field goals.
He was like 1 for 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been struggling a little bit. It'll be interesting if he can pick it back up, or if Wright ends up winning this job out of being more consistent, which that's typically how it goes.
I've got a bold prediction for you. I think week 1, neither of these guys are a kicker.
Okay. I don't know.
I hope Fitzgerald comes along. I would prefer him. I mean, he was a pretty good kicker in college, especially I think last year or maybe the year before. He was lights out, but he's not been super consistent his entire college career. I do hope that maybe he can figure it out and become Harrison Butker 2.0 here in Carolina, and the one that we keep. But I don't know. Neither of these guys have seemed overly impressive from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, neither have I. That's what's, again, is a very silent kicker battle, which doesn't mean much. It means it's not fun.
I guess, but I mean, I distinctly remember hearing about Harrison Butker in camp, and I distinctly remember seeing him in preseason games and being like, wow, like we might have found something with this guy. And then I distinctly remember being very upset when were moving him to the practice squad, and then he
Oh,
got snatched up.
I remember that. We were so upset at
Yeah.
that. And obviously we were right.
Yeah, obviously. As a person, maybe not the best guy, but that's neither here nor there. Um, yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if they end up signing another camper, especially if one of these guys or another kicker in camp, especially if one of these guys or both of them struggle week one of the preseason. I think it would be almost malpractice not to bring in somebody else just to throw into the competition at this point.
Yeah, I think you have to.
We don't need to spend too much time on the kicker battle, but I do like kicker battles.
I was going to say, what are you talking about? This is your jam.
I know. I'm trying to grow as a podcaster and as a person, Jerry.
No, you're not.
It's true. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about just a little bit. We're not going to go to a full game preview here, but just some things that we are going to be watching for here in week one of the preseason. Again, against the Browns, the game is Friday at 7:00. Starters are going to play. How much? Probably a couple of series, I would imagine, at most. Maybe one.
Which is kind of interesting, as last year Canales didn't start the starters at all. And then, this year he's like, yeah, I'm going to start the starters of first couple games. I'm assuming a few series, and that's about it. But I do like the fact that after that bad start last season, that he's changing his way. That it seems like, okay, that didn't seem to work. We were late out of the start, so let's try to change it up a little bit.
I think that's a great sign that he is someone who is not set in his ways. Like, this is how it must be done. He's like, yeah, we're going to try this. He even mentioned that he's not counting them out as of the third game. Like, it just kind of depends on how the first two games go. I think he just wants to get some positive momentum going. I think if Bryce comes out and leads the team down to a touchdown in the first series, we won't see him again in week one. If they come out 3 and out, I bet you'll see him in the second series. So it kind of is just going to depend on what they look like. But I'm really excited to see the full starting offense out there, or at least as much of it as they can with health and everything. I hope that we get to see Hunter Renfrow. I'm excited to kind of see what he looks like out there, even if it's with Andy Dalton, who's a very serviceable backup. But I imagine we'll be seeing a lot of Jake Plummer in this game. Mostly Jake Plummer. Jack Plummer. I'll never not say Jake Plummer.
It's okay. I'm sure I've done it too. Like, that is just,
Jack Plummer, who actually got a little bit of praise from Canales after FanFest.
Oh, nice.
He thought he looked good out there. So, maybe year two of Jack Plummer will be a revelation as well. But yeah, I'm just excited to see Jimmy Horn Jr. Like, just kind of the offense overall. I'm really excited to see some of these newcomers. Sanders, I want to see him make a couple of catches out there. I just can't wait. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I am too. I
know it's preseason,
but also you got to also think too. The Browns will be here on Wednesday and practicing with the Panthers on Wednesday and Thursday, and then the game. So a lot of the information we're going to hear coming out of those 2 days are very important for how the game goes. Because, again, if the practice they look dominant, great, Canales may not put too much stock into the preseason game as once thought. From what I've heard, most coaches view those as a better interpretation than the actual preseason games.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Sometimes I think that's just so they don't have to play their players in preseason. I don't know. I don't know how much stock I actually put in that, because I can't see how maybe you're getting more reps, but you're not getting live fire against the quarterback. Just things aren't the same as they are in an actual game. So I kind of don't believe that. I think that's just things that coaches say so they don't have to play their players in preseason. But obviously it will be very beneficial to have the Browns there for that many days, practicing against guys that aren't on your team, going against new looks, new, heights, new speed differentials, that, all the stuff that will be really beneficial. And I'm excited to hear what happens, but this is just another kind of bummer reason that fans can't be there, because we were going to get so much more information from guys that go out there and are able to film and type up what they see, but we're getting this kind of watered down, filtered information from the team beat reporters, and from just people that want to keep their credentials essentially, so they're not going to be super negative if something's going on that is negative. So I don't know, but it is a fun thing that's going to happen out here with the Browns, and obviously leading all up to the game. But we'll see. I think they get in tomorrow, right?
Wednesday? Yeah, they come in Wednesday. I believe they practice Wednesday and Thursday. I'm looking forward to seeing what our defense does against the Browns offense, who is, I mean, not to be mean against Brown fans, is very questionable with Shedeur Sanders starting. I mean, they're starting running backs Jerome Ford. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, I've always liked him, but he's never been able to put it together. Another starter is very familiar here in Carolina called Deontay Johnson. So he makes his triumphant return after traveling through multiple teams last year. So I mean,
yeah, we'll see if he actually plays.
Yeah, but I really want to see our defense make some plays. I want to see some pass rush going through. I don't know who. I want to see someone to start making some plays on defense. I want to see our secondary kind of lock them down, especially the starters. So I'm hoping that, like I said earlier, we see on Sports Center and all that, because there's going to be a ton of highlights from this game. Every Shedeur Sanders snap will probably be completely film. I can't think of what I'm saying. Like,
no, it's going to be broken down for sure. Like they're going to be salivating over it.
So I want to make sure that it's, wow, that's why he went that late. Not, oh, look, they should have played him or drafted him earlier.
Oh, they got the steal of the draft, Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, I agree. I'd love to pick him off every drive he's out there, especially the first drive. They can pick him off the first drive and then get the starters out of there. Mission accomplished. That'd be great.
I want to see, like I said, I want to see a pass rush, mostly because I'm selfish and I want to see our pass rush show something. Even though they're not going to do stunts, they're going to do a vanilla style defense, which I'm preparing us. So, hey, they were able to move the ball. Yeah, well, we were also just in a base defense that did nothing.
Yeah, we tell ourselves that every year.
I mean,
and then week one comes along and it's the exact same thing. So I would be concerned, I think, if they came down and Shedeur Sanders drove the team down and scored on us against our starters. I would be concerned.
I hope
that doesn't happen.
I would be too. I think they also have some issues on their line.
Could be a very different tone.
Yeah, I believe they have.
Well, and again, I don't know if they're going to play their starters. I mean, obviously they're not playing Flacco, but I know they're having some quarterback injury issues there as well. They signed Tyler Huntley.
Yeah,
a couple of days ago as their fifth quarterback in camp.
Joe Flacco injured. Kenny Pickett injured. Dylan Gabriel's injured. I mean, Shedeur is listed as our fourth string quarterback, and he's going to start. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and they may just kind of take that as all right, let's just not play any of the starters. Let's just give the starters the first game off here. Play them in these practices, like you said. So we'll see. But the Panthers' defensive starters presumably are going to play, should have a big advantage. I mean, even as bad as we were last year, coming up against a rookie fifth-round quarterback. And the Browns offense, I really hope that they're able to do something. Do you think Princely will be out there with the first team?
No.
Do you think they'll give him?
No, I think.
So it's going to be Wanham,
And Pat Jones, I think.
and Pat Jones on the other side. Yeah.
I think that will be the go forward starting position until Princely or Nick Scorton really kind of come on. And I'm hoping they do.
I'd love to see. I'd love to see Princely. I guess it really doesn't matter if he's out there with the starters or not, but in preseason week 1. But I would like to see him out there. Giving him the best opportunity to kind of show what he has, because as we mentioned, he's one of the guys that I've heard about most on the defense, at least in training camp. So.
And right now, that's how it's showing on the unofficial depth chart of CarolinaPanthers.com is Patrick Jones. I don't know if he likes Pat or Patrick, but outside linebacker and DJ Wonnum. So then you got Princely and Nick Scorton, Thomas and Kuhn, and then DJ Johnson. I believe he's actually dealing with an injury too, but I mean, at this point, he's not making this roster. I can't imagine he will.
Probably not. Yeah. They took a chance, but didn't work out. Okay. Yeah. Kicking battle, also excited to kind of watch that. We mentioned that a little earlier, but in live fire, real games with real upright sizes. Maybe Fitzgerald comes out there and just knocks home 5 in a row and boom, just cut the other kid. Move on.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm also looking forward to Jimmy Horn Jr. just because he played with Shedeur, and it felt like he was always like the third fiddle. Like he always played really well there, but the problem was it was Shedeur show and then Travis Hunter show. Travis Hunter, I get you, that dude's a freak, but
sure. But they were also like it was a concerted effort to win him the Heisman.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Horn Jr. suffered, in terms of touches and everything as a result. I think Jimmy Horn Jr. likely, given a fair look at the ball, probably would have been a much higher pick in the draft. But hey, that's our gain.
Yeah, I was actually wanting to look at his targets last year. Because I know he's the...
Yeah, I can't imagine they were more than 75, 80. I know they threw the ball a ton.
Yeah,
but
they don't
like I said, they really desperately... Yeah, it's hard to find those. It might be on, like, I don't know, Pro Football Reference maybe, but whatever the college version of that is.
I don't know.
College Football Reference. Either way. He would have gotten more had they not been trying to force a Travis Hunter Heisman win, which they got. So, congratulations.
And again, that dude is a freak. Let's not...
Yeah, he's... Right. Sure. Like, good player. Great player.
Yeah, I was hoping I could find that, but I can't. All right.
Well, we'll see Travis Hunter week 1 of the regular season.
I know. And I hate getting him week 1 just because of the simple... fact that no one knows what's going to happen with him.
I think it's great. Get him week 1 and expose him to the world as the fraud he is.
Or vice versa. That's my biggest problem. Is
What's he gonna do? A rookie. He's gonna play what? 5 snaps on defense probably. Most of his time will be on
listed
offense.
as the starting corner in Jacksonville.
I can't imagine.
And he's the second string wide receiver. Yes.
So maybe they go that route then. Maybe they play him mostly in the secondary, and then he gets a handful of snaps on offense.
I think it was that way. I know he's a starter on one side and a backup on the other.
I guess he was technically drafted as a cornerback, right? Because T-Mac is consistently talked about as the first wide receiver picked in the draft. Yeah. Well, that'll be fun to find out.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it as a surprise.
No, I'm sorry. Starting wide receiver and a backup quarterback, and I have my little Panther headbutting me.
Smitty has arrived. All right, Jerry. Well, any other thoughts on? Do we want to do any sort of predictions or anything for this preseason week one?
No, I'll give it for those freaky people who want to actually bet on the game. Which, if you're betting on the game, please don't. The
Please
over,
don't.
the spread is 6.5. The Panthers favored. Over under is 32.5. So there you guys go.
6.5. Wow. Well, I guess because everybody on the Browns is out.
Yeah. All right.
That's the Bryce Young versus Shadur Sanders line. All right. Well, I think that'll do it, Jerry.
Yep. We want to thank everyone for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at MeowMixPodcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. Those on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And also, please don't knock the cat I'm fighting off from my microphone right now.
We'll be back. I don't know. We're probably not gonna like do an immediate recap of the game. It'll be pretty late Friday night. So maybe we'll come back Saturday or Sunday or Monday. We'll see. Let's kind of see how things go and what we want to talk about. But until then, everybody stay safe out there and keep pounding.